Hello everyone, and welcome to my B&B Fan Club channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The bold and the beautiful spoilers are in for Thursday, October 9th, 2025. In the upcoming episode, Ivy Forrester, Ashley Brewer, will advise Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace. Meanwhile, Ridge Forrester, Torsten K., Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, Katie Logan, Heather Tom, Bill Spencer, Don Diamont, and John Finnegan, Tanner Novlin disagree about Luna Nozawa's Lisa Yamada future. Continue reading and let's discuss what's coming up on the CBS soap drama. Electra Forrester torn. Let us begin with Electra, who has a torn heart. The girl is madly in love with Will Spencer, Crew Morrow. However, she is unable to imagine dating Will while Luna is pregnant. Electra cannot make a decision until the paternity test is completed. That puts Electra and Will's relationship in question. Ivy Forrester's advice. Ivy warned Electra that being intimately involved with Will when Luna is pregnant would be too much. It would be too much for anyone, but this is the most serious relationship Electra has ever had. This is a lot for a young girl to handle. Ivy will strive to lead Electra in the right direction. While she will not tell Electra what to do, she will assist her in determining the next steps. Rich Forrester and Taylor Hayes ambush over at the Spencer estate. Finn arrived to aggressively demand that Luna keep her baby in prison. The doctor is determined to safeguard Steffi Forrester Finnegan, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, and her family. Then Rich Forrester, Torsten K., and Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, came in the door, making identical requests. While Bill and Katie understand Finn, Taylor, and Ridge's fury, they prefer to handle it their way. Bill and Katie may be able to stave off Ridge, Taylor, and Finn for a time, but not forever. Bill and Katie are likely to convince them that before making any decisions, they must first determine whether Luna is carrying Will's child. Thankfully, Bill informed Katie in the episode that aired on Wednesday, October 8, 2025, that Luna is nearly far enough along to have a paternity test. Katie and Bill bring Bridget Forrester, Ashley Jones, to give Luna the paternity test. However, what will the outcome be, and how will this affect everyone's futures? Which narrative are you most looking forward to witnessing on Thursday, October 9, 2025? Luna, with her composed manner and bright intellect, had started as an intern for Forrester Creations, but rapidly became a source of controversy. Her talent was undeniable, her ideas were bold, inventive, and had a freshness that drew Ridge's attention. However, Luna's swift ascension within the corporation had caused concern, particularly for Katie, who suspected something was amiss with Luna's motivations. Bill, ever protective of Katie, had taken her suspicions seriously, researching into Luna's past with his usual determination. What they discovered, or believed they discovered, had led to this point, when charges and defenses were set to meet. Finn broke the stillness first, his voice firm but tinged with annoyance. Katie, you can't just make charges without proof. Luna has done nothing but prove herself here. Katie's eyes sparkled, her arms folded tightly across her chest. She's talented, devoted, and has earned her position. Did she earn her place? Finn, you are too close to this. You've been mentoring her, and it's affecting your judgment. I've seen the patterns. Her designs are too polished and beautiful for her age. And the emails I discovered? Rich stopped pacing, his attention fixed on Katie. Are you saying Luna is a spy? That is a significant claim, Katie. You'd better have more than a hunch to back it up. Bill strode forward, commanding as always. It's not just a hunch, Ridge. I asked my people to look into it. Luna has been in contact with someone from Newman Enterprises. Emails and late-night calls leave a trail. Finn's hands fell to his sides, his fists clenched. A trail? Bill, you're distorting things. Luna is ambitious, yes, but that does not make her a traitor. She's been working late because she's passionate, not to sneak around behind our backs. The atmosphere was tense, with each word increasing the division. Luna stood calmly at the edge of the gathering, her countenance opaque. She hadn't spoken yet, but her gaze flickered between the four, taking in each allegation and argument. Katie's concerns were fueled by her silence, which Finn interpreted as coolness under pressure. Katie took a step nearer Luna, her voice relaxing but still firm. Luna, if you're innocent, why didn't you explain yourself? I saw those emails. You were giving information about our future collection. Why? Luna eventually spoke, her voice calm and measured. Katie, I understand your anxiety, but the emails were not what you expected. I was contacting a contact at Newman to discuss a potential collaboration, not to leak information. Ridge authorized it. Ridge nodded, his brow furrowing. I did. We've been looking for partnerships to broaden our reach. Luna was entrusted with initiating contact. Katie's lips formed a thin line. If you'd come to me first, we could have cleared this up. You should have told me, Ridge. I am the COO. I'm meant to know what's going on in this company. Instead, I'm made to look like the bad guy for doing my job. Bill put a hand on Katie's shoulder, his voice low but firm. She is right, Ridge. You cannot keep us in the dark and expect us to believe blindly. Luna is young and unproven. You're taking a great risk by putting so much trust in her. Finn's patience broke. Unbelievable. You're both eager to pass judgment on her, despite the fact that you know nothing about her. I've been working with Luna for months. She's not some corporate spy. She's someone who has put her heart and soul into this organization. The dispute heated up, with voices rising as old wounds and new suspicions merged. Katie was concerned not only with Luna, but also with her career at Forrester Creations, and with being heard and respected. Bill's protectiveness originated from his love for her, as well as his own past of betrayal in the corporate world. Ridge, ever the visionary, viewed Luna as a spark of creativity and an opportunity to propel Forrester Creations ahead. And Finn, torn between his devotion to Ridge and his increasing feelings for Luna, felt the weight of defending someone he believed in. As the debate raged, Luna came forward, her voice breaking through the din. Enough. I'm not here to cause divisiveness. If my presence is causing this team to fall apart, I will step back. But I'm telling you, I've done nothing to compromise this firm. Her words remained in the air, as the gathering fell silent again. Finn's look softened, but Katie's doubt persisted. Bill exchanged a glance with Katie, evidently skeptical. Ridge, on the other hand, regarded Luna with both admiration and anxiety. We're not losing you, Luna, Ridge stated firmly. But we have to get to the bottom of this. Katie, Bill, show us what you have. If there is evidence, let us see it. No more accusations without evidence, Bill said, bringing out his phone. Fine. I will have my staff send over the report. But Ridge, you should open your eyes. Talent does not imply loyalty. The meeting ended with no decision, just a promise to reconvene once Bill's evidence had been considered. As everyone dispersed, Finn lingered beside Luna, giving her a comforting nod. Don't let them get to you, he stated calmly. We'll figure it out. Luna forced a little smile, but her eyes revealed her anxiety. I hope so, Finn. I really do. The following few days at Forrester Creations were a lesson in strained civility. Katie buried herself in work, analyzing financials and contracts, but her thoughts kept returning to Luna. She couldn't ignore the feeling that something was wrong, even though Ridge and Finn refused to see it. Bill, on the other hand, was relentless, with his detectives going over every detail of Luna's correspondence. He wasn't one to give up once he'd found a lead, and his protectiveness for Katie just fueled his tenacity. Ridge, on the other hand, was dealing with personal doubts. He trusted Luna's abilities, but Bill's suspicions were not wholly unfounded. He'd witnessed far too many betrayals in the fashion world to dismiss the concept completely. Still, he couldn't afford to lose Luna, especially since her designs were generating interest for the upcoming collection. He scheduled a private meeting with Finn, trying to gain a better understanding of the situation. Finn, you've been working closely with Luna, Ridge said, reclining back in his chair. What's your take? Is there anything we are missing? Finn paused, selecting his words carefully. Ridge, I know Katie and Bill believe they've uncovered something, but I've witnessed Luna's work ethic firsthand. She's not simply talented, she's also unusually driven. If she's reaching out to Newman, it's because she believes in the firm, not to undermine it. Ridge stroked his chin, his expression impassive. I want to believe it. But we cannot disregard the evidence. If Bill's information is accurate, we'll have to act. Finn agreed, his stomach churning at the prospect. He had become close to Luna, not only as a tutor but also as a friend. The prospect of her being kicked out, or worse, revealed as disloyal, felt like a personal betrayal. Meanwhile, Katie visited Bill's office at Spencer Publications. The sleek, modern room contrasted sharply with the creative pandemonium of Forrester Creations, yet it complemented Bill's no-nonsense demeanor. He handed her a folder, his face stern. "This is what my team found," he stated. "It's not only emails. There are financial transactions, small but suspicious. Payments to an account linked to Luna, from a shell firm linked to Newman." Katie's heart fell as she turned the pages. The evidence was persuasive but not conclusive. "This doesn't prove she's leaking designs," she responded, but her voice lacked confidence. Bill arched an eyebrow. "It could be something else." "Like what?" "Look, Katie, I understand you want to be fair, but we cannot afford to take chances. If Luna is fooling us, Forrester might lose millions." Katie moaned, her mind racing. She didn't want to ruin Luna's career, but her duty was to the company, and to herself. She'd worked too hard to win her spot at Forrester to overlook a potential threat. When the group reconvened, Bill delivered his findings with the assurance of someone who had closed numerous deals. The investigation described Luna's interactions with Newman Enterprises, including encrypted emails and suspicious financial transactions. Katie stood by his side, her face divided between determination and doubt. Finn's eyes flashed as he scanned the documents. "This is circumstantial at best," he muttered, tossing the folder on the table. "You're basing your case on assumptions. These payments could be for anything, including consultancy and freelancing work. You haven't proved she did anything wrong." Ridge, who had been silent, suddenly responded. "Finn is right. This is not enough to condemn her. But it's enough to make me wonder. Luna, I need you to be straightforward with us. What is going on with Newman?" Luna took a deep breath and clasped her hands together in front of her. "I've been honest from the beginning. As I previously stated, the communications discussed a potential partnership. What about the payments? Those were for a side project, a personal design that I sold to a boutique firm. It's not related to Forrester or Newman." Bill scoffed. "I can provide receipts, bank statements, whatever you require." "Convenient. And why haven't you mentioned this side project before?" Luna met his eyes without flinching. "Because it is personal. It is not part of my job here." Katie shook her head, frustrated. "You, Luna, are not an island. You are a part of this company. If you are doing side deals, you must reveal them. Transparency is not negotiable." The group grew silent again, the weight of the situation weighing heavily on everyone. Ridge stroked his temples, feeling the strain of juggling devotion, trust, and his company's expectations. Finn's jaw tightened as his urge to defend Luna clashed with the need to follow Ridge's leadership. Bill and Katie exchanged glances, unified in their suspicion but conscious that pushing too hard would further fragment the team. Ridge finally made a decision. "Luna, you are on probation. No more external ventures without complete disclosure. We'll verify your story, and if everything checks out, you're fine. But if there's even a suggestion of dishonesty, you're out." Luna nodded, her composure firm but her eyes showing a flicker of pain. "I understand." Finn began to object, but Ridge raised his hand. "This is how it needs to be, Finn. We put the firm first." After the conference, the group dispersed, each bearing their own weight. Katie felt a stab of regret, wondering if she had been too hasty to judge. Bill was persuaded that they were correct to press, but even he couldn't deny Luna's poise. Ridge felt conflicted, his faith in Luna damaged but not broken. Finn, strolling alongside Luna as they left the office, felt a surge of determination to establish her innocence. Luna kept her promise and provided extensive records of her side project throughout the course of the following week. The boutique firm corroborated her story, and the transfers were identified as real transactions. The emails to Newman Enterprises were about a possible collaboration, with no evidence of leaked blueprints. The shroud of suspicion gradually lifted, but the damage to the team's trust persisted. Katie approached Luna one evening, while she was sketching alone in the design studio. "Luna, I owe you an apology," Katie remarked quietly but sincerely. "My instincts got the best of me. I should have asked you directly rather than expecting the worst." Luna looked up, her face guarded yet open. I understand, Katie. You were safeguarding the corporation. I only wish you had trusted me a little more. Katie nodded, a faint smile emerging. I'm working on it. Meanwhile, Finn and Ridge faced their own reckoning. Finn expressed his dissatisfaction in Ridge's office. I felt as if you didn't have my back, Ridge. I'd been vouching for Luna, and it appeared that you were about to throw her under the bus. Ridge sighed and leaned back in his chair. Finn, it's not that I don't trust you. It's about the broader picture. This company represents my heritage. I have to carefully consider every decision. But you're right, I should have listened to you more. The two guys exchanged a nod, indicating a nonverbal agreement to proceed. Bill, too, modified his approach, though he would never fully accept he was mistaken. He admired Luna's ability to stand her ground, and that was enough for now. Luna, on the other hand, refocused on her work, making her designs bolder than before. The next collection was a success, receiving accolades from both critics and customers. More than that, she'd gained her colleagues' uncertain trust, which had been tougher to achieve. The war had been brutal, but it had resulted in a stronger team, one that could now face the future together. Ridge and Taylor arrived shortly after, their expressions sad, their energy depleted. They hovered near the entryway, exchanging glances that indicated they were both prepared for war. Katie and Bill, meantime, attempted to maintain the middle ground, their posture a mix of prudence and determination. Luna's fate, whether she remained on house arrest or was returned to prison, was now the pivot around which all of their lives revolved. Finn issued his first demand. Luna must deliver in prison. He would not tolerate any leniency now. After learning of her survival, he felt deceived, not only by the deception that she was dead, but also by the threat she represented. Luna had previously targeted Steffi in a nasty trap, demonstrating her malice. Finn's protective instincts aroused. This kid she carried, whether his or someone else's, did not excuse her previous actions or threats. Ridge nodded approvingly. He reminded Bill and Katie of Luna's past attempts and the trauma she had caused. Ridge spoke firmly about accountability and the need for repercussions. He emphasized that releasing her lightly could result in further upheaval and tragedy. Taylor mirrored him, her voice firm but fierce. She too had seen Luna's darker side and worried what she would do next. However, Bill and Katie debated over hesitation. Bill warned that making hasty decisions could be dangerous. Luna, the youngster, carried complicated affairs. Suppose the paternity test proved that Will was the father. Bill urged they wait until the truth was out before condemning her further. Katie, in a tone somewhere between maternal concern and political tact, warned the group not to act on instinct. She stated that they needed to do this right, not just with vengeance, but with justice. Finn gave them a stern look. Justice? He demanded. Do you consider letting her wander free to be justice? He felt the air compress. He reminded Katie and Bill that they both knew what she'd done. She attempted to kill Steffi. She entrapped her. She's dangerous. His astonishment was evident. He turned to face Ridge and Taylor. You are with me, right? Do you understand her capabilities? Ridge responded by moving forward, arms open. Yes. I never questioned it. Taylor agreed. The three formed a front. Katie and Bill changed slightly, torn between old loyalties and unexpected findings. Bill's face writhed as he realized he might be harboring someone who had committed a violent crime. Katie attempted to intercede. She tried to calm things down, to keep back the surging tide. She spoke of fairness and procedure. She cautioned them that they should be certain and not jump to conclusions. But Finn cut her off. He shakes his head. When lives are at stake, there is no time for diplomacy, he said, casting a glance at Ridge. You understand what she did. You saw it. Ridge nodded grimly once again. Bill broke the stillness with a hoarse voice. He admitted that Luna was close enough for a paternity test, and that they planned to have Bridget conduct it. He stated that he would postpone any final decision until the results were in. However, Finn and Ridge found the words hollow and desired immediate action. Bill's tone revealed an internal conflict. He understood what was at risk, both morally and legally.